In the heart of the Valley of Elah, the air buzzed with a mix of dread and disbelief. For 40 days, Goliath had taunted the Israelites, a 9-foot giant whose mere presence struck fear into the hearts of seasoned warriors. King Saul, though mighty in stature himself, felt the anguish ripple through his men. The Israelites were desperate. Day by day, they cowered under the shadow of the Philistine champion. "Send out your strongest warrior," Goliath's voice boomed, echoing across the valley. "Let him come face me." Laughter erupted from the Philistine ranks, mocking their fear. In another part of the valley, David, the youngest son of Jesse, had been entrusted with the care of his father's sheep. It was a simple life, yet one that prepared him in ways unknown. His days were spent learning the songs of the heavens, the whispers of the trees, and the lessons of courage from facing bears and lions that threatened his flock. One afternoon, while David hummed a tune to his sheep, a messenger arrived with news that shattered his serene world. "Your brothers are with King Saul, facing Goliath," the man gasped, panic shining in his eyes. David's heart raced. He had heard of the giant's challenge, the fear that gripped his fellow Israelites, and the shame that threatened their very existence. "I must speak to the king," he declared, leaving his flock behind. The tent was filled with tension as David stood before King Saul. "Let no one's heart fail because of this giant. I will go and fight him," he proclaimed, his voice steady despite the peril that awaited him. Saul regarded him with mixed disbelief and admiration. "You cannot go against this Philistine. He has been a warrior from his youth, and you are just a boy." David replied with unwavering conviction, "I have fought off lions and bears to protect my flock. The same God who delivered me from their jaws will deliver me from this Philistine." Something in David's gaze ignited a spark within Saul. Perhaps it was the glimmer of faith or the bravery that stood out amongst his army. "Then go, and may the Lord be with you," Saul nodded, albeit reluctantly. Saul offered his battle armor to David, but it quickly became clear how ill-fitting it was. The helmet slipped down over David's eyes, and the sword was too heavy for his small frame. Finally, he cast off the armor, realizing that he would have to fight in his own skin, as he had done with the beasts of the field. "I will face Goliath armed only with my faith and this sling," David spoke with conviction. He gathered 5 smooth stones from the nearby brook, placing them in his pouch, tokens of his trust in the Lord. The Philistine army erupted in laughter upon seeing David approach, a mere boy with no armor or sword, merely a slingshot in his hand. Goliath's laughter echoed like thunder. "Am I a dog that you come to me with sticks?" he jeered, his disdain palpable. David stood firm. "You come at me with sword and spear, but I come at you in the name of the Lord of hosts, the God of the armies of Israel. Today the Lord will deliver you into my hand, and the world will know that there is a God in Israel." With a swift motion, David sent the stone flying from his sling, a blur against the sky. Time froze. The stone struck Goliath squarely on the forehead, and the giant teetered backward before crashing to the ground with a resounding thud. Silence engulfed the valley. Shock rippled through both armies. David raced forward, heart pounding, and stood over the fallen giant. He took Goliath's sword and cut off his head, holding it aloft for the world to see. With that one act, the tide turned. The Philistine army turned and fled in terror, while the Israelites erupted in triumphant cheers. Word of David's bravery spread through the land like wildfire. The shepherd boy had become a hero, reminding everyone that true strength lies not in size or weaponry, but in faith and courage. And from that day forth, David, the unlikely champion of Israel, was destined for greatness. In the years to come, he he would inspire a nation, unite a kingdom, and ultimately become a king himself. But it all began with a single act of courage in the Valley of Elah, where faith triumphed over fear, and a boy with a sling stood against a giant.